My name is Andy Lera, and first of all, I'd like to thank you for giving me this time to talk to you a little bit about the first Kika Marina golf tournament on November 7th, 2008 at the Barbara Worth Country Club. We would appreciate your kind support, and we'll give a little brief history of the foundation. The Enrique S. Camarena Foundation was founded to memorialize and honor the ultimate sacrifice of the agent Kiki Camarena, as well as other law enforcement officers who have given their lives in fighting drug trafficking. The Camarena Foundation is dedicated to eradicating drug abuse among youth through the drug abuse awareness programs, placement of Camarena bonds, thus Red Ribbon Campaign, and drug abuse education scholarships. Scholarship applicants are evaluated on their participation in public or school service programs, educational plans, frequent average, and written essay proposing a drug abuse prevention program for the school community. You can get the full details on our website. The foundation started about 4 years ago, and several law enforcement agencies are involved, agents, especially from the DEA and also the educational realm. This first Camarena golf tournament will be held to help with the scholarship. And that's pretty much, I've given each one of you a packet, and hopefully if you hear of or would like to spread the word out that we are going to be sending them out to what do you call them? People around the community throughout the Imperial County and the San Diego, and actually throughout the United States. We are sending them all to hopefully raise our ability to give out more scholarships. Last year we were able to give out 5 scholarships to youth throughout the Imperial County and the United States. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandy. Our next public speaker, Kent Wilson, item number 12, so we'll wait for that particular item to be brought back. Okay, Mr. Carlos Herrera, it's a subject letter of authorization to permit the Calexico Museum to visit the Carnegie Library. Mr. Carlos Herrera. For those of you in the back, there's a couple of seats in the front. If you'd like to step forward, there's about 4 or 5 seats up here.
As you mentioned, I'm the Calexico City historian, and I have visited the advance of the building, the Carnegie Library has been restored. In conversation, and the City Council was authorized the Calexico, I'm trying to think of the name, well, it's the Calexico Museum Committee that you authorized back in March, I think it was. In the meantime, of course, we've had a couple of meetings, and at this time, in talking to the people that are building or restoring the building, they say that it's in the advance is to a point where that we could visit, and my interest, of course, is to take the committee so they can see the facility, and then because, as mentioned here before, we're trying to start in a very modest way, in a small way, the space that was authorized to start a museum. So I want the committee to see. So I would appreciate if you could give the authorization to the person that would be responsible for this, so that the committee can visit the building in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Herrera. We can just direct that request to the city manager. Maybe you'll get with our development services once once they determine that it's safe to go in there, I'm sure that you can have access to a tour and visit that. So we'll get Ralph to coordinate with the department.
Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on, I have Mr. Arturo Selwick, subject on the path. Okay, so are you talking about the park? Okay, well, I'll put the item on the agenda. It didn't happen. So. Okay, anybody else wishing to step up? You can hand it to. Mr. Salvador Cuevas, public comment, certificate of appreciation.
Basically, about a girl basketball team that went to play at the basketball tournament in LA. Pictures graded thanks to the support of the town. They paid the transportation, the hotel, the entry fee, and also the food, which has been one of the great supports for the basketball players of that age. And we have the opportunity to play with those big teams in that area. So basically we have a certificate of appreciation to New Year on behalf of our Calexico Cowboy teams for the support that he has given to us. And we are actually so delighted to
Thank you very much. Do we have any other members of the public that wish to address the council on items not on the agenda? If not, we'll move forward with our general comments by city council members. Councilman Moran.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations to the PAL. Outstanding job that they're doing with the basketball. And I see some young ladies here in softball uniforms. So, Mr. Jimenez, I'm sure you have something to do with that. And so it's always a good thing to see our chambers crowded with our youth so they know how the system of government works. And also, I'm glad to hear about this golf tournament for Kiki Camarena. And you can bet, I know Mr. Diaz is not here, that we'll be announcing on the radio when the Bulldogs play football. Last meeting I wasn't here, but I did notice some items on the agenda, Mr. Mayor, that I wanted to address, and that was some of the downtown issues that have been going on. For example, the obstruction of the sidewalk, and I think that, and I know I discussed this many times with Mr. Selwick when we were on the planning commission, that something needs to be done about this. I feel that our merchants, our owners of downtown need to take a more proactive approach in cleaning up some of these areas. If you look at it from the outside looking in, and you come into Calexico downtown, you'll see a different picture from other downtowns throughout California in this area. First of all, it's sometimes it's really dirty, and I hate to say that, but as an outsider looking in, you can say that we sometimes have grown complacent and not really notice it. But I'd like to see our owners and our merchants get together on plans to improve. I know that the sidewalk, merchandise on the sidewalk brings people into the businesses, but I also feel if we eliminate that and provide a more organized farmers market, if you will, I think that we can come up with a more attractive, more aesthetic downtown. I know that when my family owned a downtown business, the sidewalk was always clear because we felt that was more enticing for people coming in. I'd like to see lighting under the arcades. It's too many times at night the downtown is dark and there isn't enough illumination, which in my opinion would bring crime to the downtown streets. I've got some other ideas there, but I'd like to see more foliage, more greenery, more trees perhaps, where there isn't an arcade, where there is an overhang that covers the shade. And